do that self-promotion, but you can be authentic in the way that you do it, and you can connect with others like you. You can promote your work, you can sell your work. And so we're going to talk primarily about Facebook, because it's probably one of the easiest tools to use. Right now, actually, Mark Zuckerberg just celebrated on Thursday. He's the founder of Facebook, for those of you who might not know. He just celebrated on Thursday that Facebook has 1 billion users on it, which is roughly the size of India, the population, which is the second largest country in the world. So, and rising, obviously. And so we know that sometime, or we don't know, but we anticipate Facebook is not going to be around forever. But some form of Facebook and some form of these other social media platforms will be. And so we need to jump on the boat in one way or another. And so I just want to kind of get a tenor of those of you in the room and how you use social media. Just by a show of hands, how many of you have a Facebook page? Okay. And how many of you have a page specifically for your arts business? Okay, so just a few. So that's kind of what we're going to be focusing our discussion around. And we can talk a little bit about the other platforms that are available and kind of how to tie that in.
I do want to get an idea. Does anybody do Twitter? Okay, do you automatically do Twitter, or does it just do it for you? Because mine does. I'm a twit. I'm just been here for 3 days. Anyway. But only passively. So, okay. All right. I just wanted to see about the tweeting. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. So we'll talk about that, kind of provide some different ways that you can use it, and then just kind of have a discussion, kind of a question-answer type thing for the end. So before I get started, does anybody have any initial comments or questions or anything that you want us to talk about? Yes, go ahead.
You just said, how do you use Facebook? I got one, but I don't know what to do with it.
Okay,
that's what we'll go. We're going to go there.
Yeah,
so we're going to concentrate on the marketing end.
Yep.
Of self and art.
Yep.
Sometimes the same thing.
And unfortunately, we don't have Facebook on the web that we can access right now to be able to show you. But I think maybe we can connect with you after too if you have some specific technical questions. But so I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the broad overview of how you can utilize social media and Facebook, and then Heidi will kind of talk about how you go about setting up a page and what some sort of best practices are for promoting your arts business on Facebook. So if you look, there's a handout titled "Starving Artists No More." And so
it's in front of you.
You should have it. Does anybody need one? Everybody have one? Okay. So just as in business of any kind, it's really the relationship that sells your art, and word of mouth is really one of the best ways to go about selling anything. I find that in my business, that's how we get 98% of our business. Obviously, people have to like the work that you do, but it's your clients, it's your customers, it's your consumers who are really excited about your work, who can promote that to their friends. And so word of mouth is the strongest form of marketing, and now we've got this amazing way to sort of control word of mouth in some ways using social media. So it's word of mouth online. And so it's really, social media is a free way. It definitely costs your time, and you have to be really careful about how you do that. I find that I get sucked into it. I don't know for those of you who use social media and Facebook if you have the same issue. So when you're on your Facebook page, really thinking about it in terms of trying to stay as focused as you can as to what your purpose is for being on there. So the first thing that I would recommend doing before you really start to think about using Facebook for promoting and marketing and selling your art is thinking about what your end goals are. So do you have, and I don't know if you had a discussion on this prior, but do you have a business plan, even if it's just one page? What are your goals for your business? Is it in terms of dollars, in terms of reaching people? And there's some really basic templates that you can find online to just really identify what is it that I want to do, rather than just jumping on. And I mean, definitely need to jump around and take a look at things, but really figuring out what is it that I want to do, and that's kind of a broader look at your arts business. But what are the results that I want to achieve, and kind of starting out there if at all possible. In terms of time, Heidi, I'd be interested to kind of hear from you on this. How much time you spend, because you're on Facebook for a number of different reasons.
Yeah.
And I'd just be kind of curious to know how you allocate your time. And
Some days, well, it's funny because I usually have it on because you know how you have multiple windows. I find it's Safari. I got through Safari, not Chrome. And I actually leave it up most of the time because what happens is, well, I'm awake, maybe. And so, you know, I get up in the morning and that's when I read stuff. But it's usually up during the day because I have certain people like Katrina who communicate. I don't even think I've even gotten her an email. She actually called it email yesterday. She goes, I've been sending you lots of emails today. And technically that's under Outlook. Facebook is somewhere else. That goes to my phone. That does this, you know. And so to me, I get a lot of messages popping up throughout the day of projects that I'm working on or whatever. But I do have it on a lot. But I also have many hats, like many of you know. So arts administrator, yes, and I do a lot of programming stuff through Facebook. I decide what to present to you guys through Facebook because I know that programs like Giant Steps, which we have information on over here, I know about it through Facebook. I don't go to their website. They announce it to me that they're having a really great conference. So that's what I use it for. I use it as an artist too, to promote my own work, and I use it as a family member, friend, whatever, to say, hey, you know, happy birthday, you know, whatever I'm using it for. So I'll have it on throughout the day. I'll turn it off sometimes, like, I don't know, when I'm at a conference and it's rude. People, ooh. So anyway.
But a lot of conferences are now tying in the opportunity for people to use social media while they're talking because people are going to be distracted anyway, so you might as well use that to your advantage, right?
Might as well mark it. 'Cause if you go to a conference sometimes now, they'll give you, what is it, you can tweet during,
Yeah, the hashtag.
you know, and they provide you with that. And for Facebook, you know, making sure that you're, funny, we got Pat Jensen up here promoting for the Chop Shop Art Co-op tonight. Art, by myself, Ruth McGrath, John Engel.
How we can turn the lights down.
Yes. What? Oh yeah, I got the button up here. You'd think I'd learn that by the end of the day. Huh? Who gets there first? Lights. 5. And thank you. All right.
There we are. Yay!
It just took me 3 days. Anyway, so yeah, you're at something or you're going to something. You say you're going, and you can tag that event, you know, and the people you're going with, and it shows up on all their pages. You just cross-promoted with, or he cross-promoted with himself, Chop Shop Art Co-op, Ruth McGrath, John Engel, Michael Hager, Patrick Philbrick, and Bethany Dunn.
So will you
And
talk
poor
about
Jill.
tagging?
Poor Jill. She's a musician who's not on Facebook nor friends with Pat Jensen, or one of them. Okay, she's not friends with Pat Jensen, who's really good at tagging things. Just saying.
We can talk about tagging. Can you pull up your personal page?
Oh, my personal page, yeah.
And while you're doing that, so, you know, it depends on, in terms of timing, everybody's comfortable with something, but if you haven't begun Facebook at all, you know, if you can just think about giving 15 to 20 minutes a day, either at the beginning or during your lunch hour or something like that, just to pay attention to your page and kind of nurture it along, you know, that's a really good start. And then there's the other extreme of being obsessed with Facebook, which is not always good either. So trying to strike somewhere in between is,
Between addiction and addiction.
Yeah. Yeah, Kate.
Where is that event that was just posted at the top of the page that's going on tonight?
You know, it's behind, it's where, like, the old Mi Familia back parking lot is. There's an entrance. It's a new space. I haven't been there yet, so it's tonight. It's, you know where the new sculpture just went up? Okay, go down towards the bridge. Yeah, it's in the next light down towards the bridge, and it's in that area. If you can see that mural with the drama faces on it, that's where it's at. But anyway.
Okay, so I just wanted, for illustrative purposes, to show this was just a couple of minutes ago, and you can even click that photo a little bit larger. And so I just took that picture with my phone from the very back of the room, and added it to my personal Facebook page, and tagged Heidi in it.
Yeah.
And so by doing that, all of my friends already know where I am and what I'm up to and what's going on, just by doing that one simple thing. So smartphones are really allowing us to be moving even more quickly than we've ever been able to before, which is, I think, really exciting.
I like the advertisement for Kotex right next to you.
Oh,
For what? For what?
because I'm a girl.
Oh,
We're
yep.
both girls.
Targeted marketing with Facebook is a whole nother workshop I could go on.
Yeah, you'll learn all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the shoes. I'm like, really? You don't know me. You know I hate high heels, especially after last night.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sad
I
face.
guess, pardon me if you're going to get to this, but I think an important bit of information for anybody who's just getting into Facebook is that if you're overwhelmed by it, consistency is huge, because the more people you gain and friends you get on your page, if you don't consistently put stuff up, I know people are bothered by that, like why are they putting pictures of everything? But if you don't keep putting pictures of everything, your stuff stops popping up on other people's feeds,
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
feeds on their page, so you have to keep that up. Don't go 3 weeks without posting something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
fall
a really
off.
good point.
Yeah, and we're gonna approach that because I do have a scenario of an anonymous friend who was wondering why I wasn't responding to his work. I'm like, I don't see it. And there's 100 reasons why. Actually, it might be 700 and some reasons why. Yeah, 760 reasons. I'm sorry, 759 reasons why, and also time of day and tons of different things that get in the way, because this is fed differently than a letter in the mail. Actually, it's like a letter in the mail that whatever's on the top, you read first. So even if you get 3 days stacked on top of that, you're only reading what's on top, and it shifts down.
Is this your personal page?
Yes.
Now, so will you pull up your art page?
I don't have a hard page.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
That's actually why. That's what I want to mention that why I do that. But
Yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about that now, and then I think we should go kind of talk about how to go about setting up a...
When we're talking about marketing ourselves as artists, this is that idea of when we talked about our identity and, who are you as an artist? Am I just Heidi? I would hope not, because there's so many Heidis. Actually, there's not that many. But if we're, my whole name is a brand. I am my own. And I knew that for a long time. So luckily, when I got onto Facebook, it was probably about, I would say actually I was on it a couple years before I got my position, so 2008, maybe 2007, 2008. And then when I started working with Visual Arts Minnesota, that's when it really kicked in, because I was kicking in my art making, my own self-promotion. I was much more confident with my own skills and where I was going, not necessarily if I was good yet, but where I was going. And I was, it was actually one of the most consistent engines at the time for me to get information out there. VAM was in a downward avalanche in 2010, where we had no technology. We were running out of marketing tools. We had no money. There were so many things when I was hired that wasn't working, that I had to do something. And also, our computer was dying, a slow, horrible death. I mean, we lost a database. We lost everything. You're all we got. You're active, alive artists. We had no idea who was before that. And also, I was working 2 other jobs for one a coffee roaster and for a seamstress who was also turning into an art gallery. So I kind of had to be creative and to be